Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time, said Thomas Alva Edison. Albert Einstein said, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, have you tried something in your life? I'm sure all of us have. As a child, we try to grab all the candy that we can and hide under the bed so that we can later feast on them and imbibe the taste. As a teenager, we try to impress the guy or the girl who we have a crush on by dressing up like a hip-hop star or by brandishing an attitude that is far too superficial. Or as an adult, we try to work so hard, we try to be busy all the time, just so that we can establish ourselves in the department that we're working in. Why do we try so much? What does try mean anyway? Well, according to the dictionary, the word try means to make an attempt or an effort to do something. For example, he tried to regain his breath. It also means subject to trial. An example of this would be, he was arrested and tried for the murder. Now the origin of the word try goes back to Middle English from 1250s, where it meant to try a legal case. So in those times, try only was associated with cases in terms of legality. Over time, from the 1800s, the usage of try has increased from 0.003% to 0.01% in 2010. If you do the math, that's 300% increase in the usage of try. People normally say try to when they're communicating with each other. Irina, when she introduced our first speaker, she mentioned how the first speaker will try to accomplish all the objectives for his speech. So try to is a very common way when we're conversing with each other. We also say try and when we are conversing. So say, for example, of this would be, try to be a better person, and another way of saying that would be, try and be a better person. Now that we know about the origin and the usage of try, let me show you how this word has become a cliche in today's society. So we all are computer scientists. We all work on coding problems. So let me give you an example along the same lines. Imagine you're working on a coding problem, and say you're working on a language which you've never coded in before, and you struggle with the implementation of a functionality that the team lead has assigned to you. So you work really hard, you can't seem to get it right. What will you do? You go to the team lead and you tell him what the problem is, what the problem you're facing. What do you think the team lead's response would be? Try harder, exactly. And he would keep on saying that until you actually go back and start working on it again. Eventually, as you work on it, you work on the problem, it doesn't matter how long it takes, but eventually you get it done. But towards the end of getting it done, the meaning of the word try that you get out of it is completely different than what try actually means. And over time, the usage of the word try diminishes. So the next time someone says try, you don't really feel the power of the word try when someone is saying you to try something. You just ignore it silently or subconsciously. Now another example of this, which a lot of fitness geeks would like, would be to say I ask you to do 20 push-ups right here on the spot. And most often, if not, the other person would say, okay, I'll try. Rather than saying, okay, I can do it, or more importantly, I will do it. All of us have heard about Steve Jobs. Now, Steve Jobs worked in this company called Atari. It was a video company. And the CEO of that company, Nolan Bushnell, gave him this advice. He told him to act like you can do something. Then it will work. Pretend to be completely in control, and people will assume that you are. Now, let me show you a live example of try. Now, Sushil, I'll ask you to try to take this pen from me. You just took the pen. I'm asking you to try to take the pen from me. I'm not asking you to take the pen from me. So try to take the pen from me.
Take the pen from me?
Exactly. What I'm proposing here is do or don't. There is no try. Dick Sutphin, a psychic researcher and an author and speaker on hypnotherapy, said this: trying is lying. There is no such thing as trying. You do it or you don't. You get the results in life or you have excuses why you did not. When people say I will try, they usually mean I'm not going to do it now. There's this book called Words Can Change Your Brain, and the authors of that book say that using the right words can transform your reality. By holding a positive word in your mind, you stimulate the frontal lobe activity, and this area includes specific language centers that connect directly to the motor cortex, which is responsible for moving you into action. With that being said about everything about try, I would like to conclude with this. I would like to urge all my fellow colleagues, especially the interns, that let's not try to work harder, rather just do it. Let's not try to contribute in a project. Let's rather just do it. Let's not try to get as much experience as we can while we're here, rather just do it. Develop an attitude that you can do anything, and therefore you can. Abraham Lincoln hit the nail on the head when he said, actions speak louder than words. Thank you.